Goodbye, Eric Kendricks, and hello, Devondre Campbell. You're watching the 49ers Report by Chat Sports. It's a beautiful Friday, and we have some more breaking news because San Francisco just signed another former All-Pro linebacker. They did that originally this week with Eric Kendricks, and then he flip-flopped on the Niners. He went to the Dallas Cowboys. He wants to vacation a little bit earlier in Cabo, but the Niners make a better move here. According to reports, they're bringing in the former Packer on a one-year contract. We're going to break this down. We're going to dissect it, and it's all brought to you by 8 Sleep. I love sleep. You love sleep. If you want to improve your sleep, do it with 8 Sleep. $200 off and free shipping on the pod cover at 8sleep.com/chatsports. There were rumblings, and if you follow me on social media, I was talking about this potentially happening. The Niners bringing in linebacker Devondre Campbell. Ian Rappaport breaking the news officially. Another defensive addition. The 49ers are signing former Packers star linebacker Devondre Campbell to a one-year contract. And this was kind of in motion because earlier this morning, Matt Mayoko, NBC Sports Bay Area, with this, that the 49ers were showing interest in Devondre Campbell, 8-year veteran, first-team All-Pro in 2021. He was released by the Green Bay Packers on Wednesday as a salary-saving move. And this is the Eric Kendricks replacement because you needed another linebacker because Dre Greenlaw's status moving forward is unknown after he suffered that torn Achilles in the Super Bowl. And he's either going to be that Dre Greenlaw replacement or holdover option. So you go from one former All-Pro in Kendricks, who was an All-Pro in 2019, to another former All-Pro here in Campbell, who was an All-Pro with Green Bay in 2021. More on the player here. Intriguing option. He's certainly not in his prime. His coverage grades, as we're about to show you, have gone down in recent years. 30 years old, a little bit of a late bloomer. 2016 fourth-round pick out of Minnesota. He went the JUCO route before that. Started his career with Atlanta, 2016 to 2019. So Kyle Shanahan knows him from that 2016 season. Cardinals in 2020 on a one-year deal, and then he spent the last 3 years with the Green Bay Packers. And you look at his last 4 years as far as just overall production. In 2023, wasn't the same player. He struggled a little bit, played in 11 games, 75 tackles, 3 TFLs, 1 pass breakup, 0 sacks. 2022, coming off that All-Pro campaign, 96 tackles, 6 TFLs, 3 pass breakups, 0 sacks. In 2021, that's when he earned those All-Pro honors, and that's when the Packers were the number 1 seed in the NFC, and then Jimmy Garoppolo and the Niners went into Lambeau, the frozen tundra, the cathedral of football, and they knocked off the top-seeded Packers in the divisional round, and that year, Campbell was sensational. 146 tackles, 6 TFLs, 5 pass breakups, and 2 sacks. And the year before that, there's 99 tackles, 7 TFLs, 3 PBUs, and 2 sacks. So, as you can see here, more of a coverage linebacker. He's not going to sack the quarterback all that much. And speaking of him in coverage, we put together these Pro Football Focus grades over the last 4 years, and I think a reason why the Packers moved on, they didn't want to pay him, they wanted to save some coin, and they saw the writing on the walls him declining. Now, it's fine if he's declining a little bit because you're not asking him to be an every down 17 games in the regular season starting linebacker. You're just asking him to be that stopgap until Dre Greenlaw can come back. But an overall PFF grade of 65.3, run defense grade of 67.7, not bad by any means, a good pass rush grade, but the coverage grade down to 61. And in the previous 3 years, or previous 2 years, I should say, he was at 81 in 2022, still a really good season, and then 81.5 during that first-team All-Pro campaign, and struggled in 2020 before he really became a star with the Green Bay Packers there for a couple of seasons. So, Dre Greenlaw, holdover replacement plan here. He's not going to cost all that much money. Kendricks left because the Cowboys were willing to give him an extra year, a little bit more coin. He wanted to follow Mike Zimmer, his former head coach with Minnesota, now the DC with Dallas, to the Cowboys, get that early vacation. And Campbell is your third linebacker? That's pretty good. Fred Warner, Dre Greenlaw, Campbell, and then you have D. Winters, and you have Jalen Graham as the young linebackers Does this signal that the Niners aren't going to bring back, Demetrius Flanagan Fowles, and Oren Burks? The writing could be on the wall in that regard. If you like this signing, I want you to like the video, hit that thumbs up icon, but also, if you haven't subscribed, you simply ain't alive. We've talked about every single move that the Niners have made so far this offseason. Lock us in. This is the largest and best Niners channel right here on YouTube. Coming up next, more roster moves to get to. San Francisco having a busy Friday here. They sign a wide receiver as well as a special team gunner. I like gum, though. Chewing gum's good. Updated free agency tracker as well coming up around the corner. But first, as I mentioned off the top, today's 49ers Report sponsored by 8 Sleep. Sleep to power a whole new you. $200 off the pod cover at 8sleep.com/chatsports. There's no better way to improve your day-to-day life better than sleep. Easiest way to do that? What is it? Yeah, it's 8 Sleep's Pod 3. Start the new year right and invest in the rest that you deserve with the 8 Sleep Pod. It simply fits over your mattress, kind of like a fitted sheet, and it allows you and your partner to cool or warm your side of the bed as low as 55 degrees and up to 110 degrees. I like cold exposure. I like heat exposure. I cold plunge. I sauna every single day pretty much. And the pod cover has really drastically helped me get that rest that I really need because I'm investing in the rest that I deserve with all of the busy things that I've been doing this year. What's cool about this, you put it right next to your bed, as you can see with the device, and then you can power everything right from your phone. So control that temperature right from your mobile device. This is an intelligent sleep system. And the pod also tracks your sleep and health metrics. On average, pod users see their sleep quality improve by 32% after a month on the pod. Link is hanging out down in the comment section as well as in the description of this video. As for those other Niners roster moves, San Francisco has agreed to terms with Chase Lucas. He is a special teams gunner. He can also play a little bit of nickel. And right now, he's probably the leader in the clubhouse to be that gunner on the special teams unit for the Niners here, as they've taken care of some of their special teams go-to guys, George Odom, Chase Lucas, and then Matt Mayoko at this one, that the Niners are working toward an agreement to bring back veteran wide receiver Chris Conley on a 1-year contract, according to a source. Conley, 31 years old, made some big postseason plays last year, making some plays from Brock Purdy, and then really good special teams player in the Super Bowl against Kansas City. So making some big plays through the aerial assault with the Niners offense and then special teams in the Super Bowl. And he's going to be able to help 2/3 of the game right there. So an updated look at the Niners free agency tracker. Chip, I think we were tabulating it. 15 moves up to this point in totality for San Francisco. You're telling me that they haven't been busy? I think more moves are coming. Why is that? The Niners now have the most cap space in the National Football League. So they restructured the contract of George Kittle, frees up $10 million, and they restructured the contract of Javon Hargrave. That's going to free up about $6.5 million. They have $18 million coming in July. And San Francisco right now, $36.3 million in cap space. Most room in the National Football League ahead of the Browns, the Cardinals, the Bengals, and the Commanders. The average team has $5.7 million. Pretty damn good. So Colton McKivitz, 1-year, $7 million extension. Brandon Allen, 1-year, $1.21. Leonard Floyd, a 2-year, $20 million deal. It's basically a 1-year deal, $12 million guaranteed, or 2 years, $6 million per, for a guy who can give you 10 sacks per year. That's pretty damn good. You get paid for sacks. Juwan Jennings on that second-round tender. I don't think another team is going to offer him a deal because you have to squander that second-round pick. Yetur Gross-Matos, 2 years, $18 million contract. George Odom, 2-year deal up to $10 million. Special teams ace. The Niners have really reshaped their defensive line. Jordan Elliott, 2-year, $10 million deal. Malik Collins, 7th-round pick going to the Texans in exchange for a player who statistically has put up better numbers than Eric Armstead, and he's $10 million cheaper. Kyle Juszczyk, that cleared $1.75 million in cap space. Kevin Givens, 1-year deal. Full details we'll see. Demetrius Flanagan Fowles, full details to be announced. John Feliciano, 1-year contract. You bring back your center guard. And then you have Devondre Campbell, 1-year contract. Chris Conley, 1-year contract, and then Chase Lucas on that 1-year deal as well. And I put out on X like my power rankings for teams in the NFC, and I triggered so many people. First of all, if you want me to carry the water cooler and the jock strap for the Niners, I'm simply not going to do it. I'm going to share my opinions. I'm going to share my analysis, and I'm not just going to talk positively about the Niners all the time. When they deserve to be praised, I will, as many of you know. When they deserve to be criticized, I will do that as well. And I put out my power rankings in the NFC right now, and keep in mind, it's early in the process. It's right now. It's March 15th, right? So I think the power rankings in the NFC, Packers, Lions, Niners, Eagles, Rams, those are the top teams in the NFC right now because San Francisco's offensive line a little bit spotty. I thought they needed a linebacker, still need some corner and safety help. Those moves could be coming. Things can change, but that's how I see things right now across the NFC, a very good conference. Grade the Niners free agency, A, B, C, D, or F. Let me know about the Hop On with Larry Krueger on The Krug Show, so make sure you support his YouTube channel in addition to this one.